beginnen. Hello.
Okie
Okay. I'm an idiot because I accidentally pressed start recording instead of start streaming.
That's
But
fine. It should pop up now soonish. There it is.
all right, cool. I'm going to turn on the music now. There we go. Some podcast
Okay.
music. Is the music good?
Yeah, make it a little bit quieter.
Quieter, even.
Yeah,
Should this be fine?
that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
All right. So we're here to talk about a few topics. This is going to be a podcast. We have never done this before, but
Nope.
we are going to talk about some subjects that we have encountered over the past few months. And one of them,
Just not even over the past few months. Just topics that just the subjects that are interesting to us overall.
yeah,
Call it that.
technically that. And one of those subjects we're going to talk about is Yuri.
Yeah, a fake friend. You want to start with that, or you want to start with something else?
It depends on you. What is
Let's start with a different subject. I'm just going to share my screen. Let's just start with a more fun subject. So you can see my screen. Let's first start with the Mario Kart versus Sonic subject.
yeah?
This subject is here on our list because well, everyone knew that Mario Kart was always better than Sonic. I mean, you knew,
Yeah,
I
true.
knew, everyone knew. Mario Kart was just better than Sonic in every way. It's always been like that all the time.
Yeah, true.
Um,
Mario Kart was superior over Sonic. Like,
Mario Kart was always superior over Sonic. You had Mario Kart Wii, Mario Kart 7, you had Mario Kart 8, which was awesome. And the Sonic games never really popped off until they dropped Crossworlds.
I mean, Team Sonic Racing was pretty good too. I mean, Team Sonic Racing, I don't know. It is worse than Sonic Racing Crossroads, but that was also a game I had a lot of fun playing on.
I mean, yes, sure, you had a lot of fun playing it, but overall, people didn't really like it that much. I feel like, but
Yeah.
either way, oh yeah, hover the mouse over the top, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh wait,
Um,
I'm an idiot. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds.
you popped it out
There,
accidentally.
there we
There.
go. I believe this.
Um,
Wait, doesn't work.
no, that's fine. You could also make it equal size.
Oh, like
Or
that.
height.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess that works. I guess this works.
That exactly that. Yes, and then hover it over there. Exactly. Yes.
Okay, there we go.
Um, but what happened recently is that Sonic Racing Crossworlds is really good, surprisingly good. They have a
Yeah,
lot of awesome DLCs. They have a lot of things coming up. They have a lot of love for the community. They actually listen to what people have to say. Like the DLCs are going crazy. They have the Yakuza series. They have
they have a
Pac-Man in
lot.
there.
They have a lot of IPs. A lot.
They have a lot of
Minecraft,
IPs, constantly
Minecraft,
track
SpongeBob.
updates, Minecraft, SpongeBob, you name it. It's actually a pretty good game. And Mario Kart, to my knowledge and to what most people think, Mario Kart is kind of a game that had a lot of hype, but it wasn't that good.
You mean
I
Mario
don't know.
Kart?
It almost felt like it was a big universe, a giant world, but if you explore and go into free play, there's nothing to do.
No, exactly. You mean Mario Kart World, right?
In Mario Kart World, yes. In Mario Kart World, there's nothing to do in free play. There's nothing.
Yeah, Mario Kart World, honestly, I mean, graphically, it looks insane. It looks really good. But the
It
gameplay,
looks good, yes, but the gameplay is so boring. It's almost like they
yeah,
had a world, like a universe that was made by AI or something, but the story is just not there. There's no rhyme or reason as to why something's there.
yeah, true.
There's no. They had a big world. They had so much stuff, and it's almost like they didn't do anything with that stuff that they had.
No, true. But it's also like you have those intermissions, which I mean, it's a cool inclusion because well, you get to drive from track to track, but they executed it so poorly. They executed
Yeah,
so badly. It's basically
yeah,
like okay, you drive a lap on one track, you go to an intermission, And basically, all the intermission offers is a straight line, just no
Yeah,
shortcuts. It's just a straight line. And all you see is a highway with some grass. That's basically
yeah,
about fucking it.
yeah. The intermissions in Mario Kart World, like a lot of people complained about them. They actively said that this is just boring to play, and Nintendo, instead of listening, pushed through and made them even more like they pushed them through even more. Like you were forced to play them almost, which is a little bit dumb. I mean, one thing I have to give to Nintendo though is the music is always good. Like they are always good with the music.
They always cook with
Official Apple
music.
podcast. Hi Mario. The music is always good with Nintendo. Like you can never go wrong with the music in Nintendo. That's always awesome, always good. I would never complain about that. But just what they did with Mario Kart, it's just an empty shell that could have been much more than what it actually is.
Yeah, true. And they sell this game for €80, by the way, or $80 for whatever country you live in.
$80, yes.
$80.
And one thing to not forget is that Mario Kart is forced on one console.
Yeah.
You have to buy a Nintendo Switch 2 in order to play it. But Crossworlds is crossplay for every console. Everything.
Yeah. Not to mention that Sonic Racing Crossroads has events, by the way. You got you got festivals, you got legend competition. I swear, never touch that game mode unless you're fucking sweaty as fuck. But I mean, the fact they got intermissions. I mean, the fact they got legend competition. The fact they got festivals. The fact you can drive with your fucking team to get points is honestly insane. It's insane. It's really good.
And the custom game ones are fun as well. Like in Crossroads, you can turn on what you want. You can have items what you want. Yeah, one thing that I don't understand is that you can't choose the highest speed, which is fine, I suppose. But you could customize whatever you want. In Mario Kart, you're restricted all the time. There's no real, hey, I want to do this. Oh, wait, that's not possible. In Mario, I mean, I think they finally added items.
Yeah, they
in custom game modes, though, but
they did include custom items in the in one of the later updates. But
hey, Leo Club, by the way, it's been a long time. Well, you have to ask you that you could answer that better than me, I think.
I need to like put on the volume. It's really fucking loud.
Oh, that's fine. For what, the music? Either way, what our whole thing was, our whole discussion, our whole idea was that Mario Kart was always on top all the time, but it finally feels like Sega has pushed through with something really awesome, which no one expected, I think. No one expected Sega to deliver something.
Yeah, true.
No one expected Sega to actually come up with something that is maybe as good or even better. Because Sega really did a wonderful job with the Crossworlds.
Yeah.
Every single lap, you go through a ring, and the first place can choose either a track or something random. And whatever you play, whatever you do, it always feels fresh. It always feels new. It always feels thrilling to drive. Sometimes you can get a track that you're not good at. Sometimes you can get something that you're good at. But Crossworlds did a really good job with the so-called intermissions or Crossworlds, because they are both the same. Crossworlds intermissions are kind of similar, I guess.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I mean, a Crossroads is basically
second lap only.
Yeah, it's second lap only. You go kind of in a straight line. Some tracks offer some turns. Some tracks offer some difficulty spikes. But overall, it's just, I mean, for second lap, honestly, it's pretty good, and especially with the graphics and all. I mean. Some of the Crossroads, they look insanely fucking good. They look really good.
That was just our Mario Kart subject, that finally something happened in the world of Mario Kart where, it seemed like Sega finally managed to pull something up that is actually good. That's actually decent to play and to watch, and that competes with Mario Kart, because nothing has ever competed with Mario Kart. I mean, they tried, but
I mean, it's basically like that theme over like how long does Steam exist? 22 years, right?
Yes.
So it's basically like for the first time in 22 years, Steam actually got something like a Mario Kart game that actually can
Yes.
compete with Mario Kart. And that is something
That is
something I really do like about Sonic Racing Crossroads.
Same. I'd like that as well. Okay, let's go to the second subject. Sega listened to the community. Yes, Sega actually listened to the community for once.
Yeah, they did a really good job on the game.
Well, Nintendo didn't. They literally denied, or they didn't even listen to any feedback. They didn't take any feedback into account. They just did something. Sega actually listened. That's correct. And now I guess we can go on to a subject that is a little bit less fun.
Yeah.
But overall, a subject that we want to go through because it's also impacting your channel, and that's fake friends.
Yeah, we really need to talk about this. It's something that happened over, well, let's just say the past 4 weeks, 3 weeks, or
past 4 weeks, yes.
Yeah, something like that exactly. But
I guess I can do the explanation if you want me to.
Yeah, go on.
Well, people probably remember the Dutchies crew in Youk's channel. There were always 4 members: me, Youk, Yuri, and Jelmer. One of these members is permanently gone. And that has a reason. We felt like we should at least inform people what happened in a non-choose a side way, but we are gonna explain it exactly how it happened and why all of us chose to not interact with this person anymore. The person we're going to talk about today is Yuri. Yuri is the person that we have removed from our group indefinitely.
Yeah, exactly.
And fake friends is the subject of this this whole thing, because friends, even, it doesn't matter how much of a friend someone could be, it doesn't matter how good you see someone as a friend, a fake friend, sometimes you can't see that coming. Some people are really, really weird, is what you could say. Some people are just strange and they act like your friend, but deep down, if it's not a real friend, sooner or later you will find out. And that's exactly what happened to us. So I'm trying to make this story short as we can.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'll start from the beginning. Yuri was Youk and Jelmer's classmates, so to say. They have known each other for 10 years.
Yeah, but 10 years, a little bit less than 10 years, but technically 10 years, yeah.
Yeah, technically almost like 10 years or so. It probably more. But they've known each other for a very, very long time. And recently, like they've talked to each other, they've known each other from school. And what happened was, we've been a group since a few years. I came into the group for like 4 or 5 years or something.
I think it was something like 2023 when we started those Luigi's Mansion 3 streams.
2023, so that's about, give or take, 3 years ago.
Yeah, 2.5 years or something.
2.5 years. But about 3 years ago, I came in and we formed the group, so to say. We were really close friends, don't get me wrong. We were really close. But all of us, or specifically me, always figured that no matter what we did with Yuri, he always felt like he never really took us as friends, almost. Like it almost felt like he didn't really care if we were there or not. And we've had multiple discussions with him, multiple serious talks about friendship. And recently, after all the talks we had, after all the discussions we had, I always thought like it feels like he was there because he figured, it almost felt like he had to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
It felt like he had to be there, forced almost.
Yeah, but it has a reason because of it. That's because
I'm getting to the reason. I'm getting to why we got rid of him. Yuri started acting weird a few weeks ago, and I immediately knew okay, this is gonna end up horrible.
Yeah, but
He was he
you knew that for really long because the other guy,
yes.
Brian, because
Oh yeah, I have to get to that as well. Me, Yuri, Jelmer, and Youk were a close friend group. An older friend of him, Brian, was suddenly in the picture, and from that point on, Yuri pretty much ditched the three of us. He just started hanging out with Brian, which was fine.
not necessarily
I mean,
not necessarily just left us behind, but more like, well,
we were kind of replaced.
yeah,
You
kind
could
of,
say we were kind of replaced with
yeah,
Brian, which was fine.
technically,
And
yeah.
Yuri just started hanging around with us less and less, and he just kind of threw us to the side, which is fine. Um, but we made a friend group with Brian. We made a friend group with well, with all of us together basically, and we accepted that we were replaced by Brian. We started to make the best of it, I guess. So Brian came in, me, Youk, Jelmer, and Yuri, and Brian. So five of us were there. And Brian was starting to get along with Yuri pretty well. He gave Yuri food.
He gave Yuri everything, like a
He gave
fridge,
Yuri everything. A fridge. Brian was literally one of the best friends Yuri could have ever had.
Yeah, literally.
And
It's basically me and Roy.
me and yes, it's basically the friendship Brian and Yuri had was close. And for us, for all of us, it was kind of it was not fantastic that we were just left behind like that. But we had a call. Well, we had a conversation with Yuri about it, and I guess we accepted it.
Yeah, true.
But recently, something happened that forced all of us to close that friendship down forever.
Yeah, leave permanently. Exactly.
Leave permanently behind, yes. One would say that if your friend just leaves you like that for another friend is bad enough as it is, which is correct. But recently, considering how much Brian did for Yuri, the following thing happened. Brian's birthday was coming up on a Sunday, I believe, and Yuri was acting weird for a few days at least.
I mean, Yuri had been acting weird for several months.
For a long time, but it was really starting to get weird in the like a few days upcoming to us.
Yeah.
Behind.
I mean, I can explain what happened exactly. Yuri was like,
I can do that. I can. That's fine. Otherwise, it's going to be,
yeah, I guess.
Yuri was acting strange in the last few days, and he said that something came up and that he will tell us whenever he was ready.
Yeah, but it was supposed to be good news. He literally said it is good news.
It was good news, he said, and I immediately started to, figure out that this is probably going to be maybe the end of it or whatever is going to happen. I don't know. But he suddenly came in a call one point and he dropped a bombshell that he had a girlfriend all of a sudden. I'm not going to talk bad about him, but he doesn't really do anything about how he looks. He doesn't really shave or do anything. And suddenly he shaved and he's suddenly this completely different person, which all of us were shocked, but we were happy.
Yeah.
Things seemed fine. Until Brian came home and told us a little small tiny detail that Yuri didn't mention. That said girlfriend was Brian's ex-girlfriend. And Brian was completely devastated to the point of, he was really devastated about it. He really felt bad that Yuri was having fun with his ex. And he didn't even talk about it, didn't even say anything. He just felt like it was the most normal thing in the universe. All of us were boiling at that point. Like, how can a friend that you've known for years just go away with your ex? How can you even consider that? How can you even think about doing something in the first place? Okay, but fine. We were pretty upset. So all of us decided.
We were boiling angry. We were
boiling angry.
Yeah.
Like, how can you leave out a detail like that? Like, the friend that has done everything for you, gave you food, gave you joy, gave you games to play, whatever. That friend, you've just thrown to the side, just like he means nothing. the same as he did to us prior. So I was upset, super upset. I wrote him a message that I can't say here, which
No.
it was a pretty like hateful message. We were done. Like, we've had it with him. And the reason why we are all here and why the title is Fake Friends, we said we were done. And I blocked him, Youk blocked him, Yelmer blocked him. But Brian, his best friend at that point, never blocked or ignored, or, you know, he didn't really close the opinion for him to at least say something. But Yuri never came back to Brian. He didn't try to make things right. He didn't try to say anything to Brian.
It's like
it was like he never cared at all.
It's like Brian didn't even exist anymore.
It was like he didn't even exist. Exactly. In other words, how can a friend you've known for years turn her back onto you? Exactly, Blue Hedgehog. Exactly.
Yeah.
Someone you've known for years upon years upon years. Suddenly, you're done with a friend. You tell that friend, we're done with you. Have a nice life. If you are in Yuri's shoes, would you just leave the friends you have not known for years? Because that's what he did. He just left, and he never even tried to make things right. And worst thing was, Brian had a dinner with the group he was on, which was, Yuri is in that group as well.
Oh, yeah.
When they were at that dinner, they sat like far away from each other, but Yuri was just talking about how happy he was with his girlfriend. He was just talking about how happy his girlfriend was. Meanwhile, Brian was sitting there feeling God knows how awful. And he just sat there at the dinner table with a smile on his face, telling how much of an awesome girlfriend he has.
But
which was just crazy. It's just insane, no?
Let's just say Yuri didn't even care that Brian was there. He didn't even, say anything to him.
No, he just didn't exist. So, you've known someone for years, they throw you and two of your friends to the side and you forgive them, you try to make friends with their new friend. Later on, he completely ditches that said friend, which he is now his best friend, and he takes his ex-girlfriend, and people get angry at him for good reasons, and you just leave and you never say anything about it ever again.
He just stayed dead silent. Basically, he didn't say a single word anymore. He didn't say
silent. A single word. He completely changed his behavior. He completely changed what he did, everything. I mean, it doesn't get faker than that, no? Sociopathic behavior, exactly, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Why are we telling you this story? Because people have watched our channel. At one point, people are going to ask questions, so we're gonna have to tell people about it. And plus, we wanted to make a podcast about subjects. So we felt like, this was a good as time as any.
True. And by the way, if any of you have seen my live streams, you've seen that I have enlisted any of my Brothership playthroughs and my the Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door playthrough, because, well, Yuri was in there. And I didn't felt like Yuri isn't here anymore. You know what I mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I enlisted and basically deleted every one of those playthroughs and just deleted it. Because basically, I don't want Yuri to be on my channel anymore. I just want him gone.
For good reason. That was just our message to people who are seeing that, is just basically always think twice about friendships. Always think. I mean, of course, if you overthink things, you never want that. But always think about friendship. Think about when someone's acting strange. Always, if someone's acting weird or strange, always keep in the back of your mind that, things like this can occur. Like, prepare for them. If you prepare for things like that, it won't hurt as much as when you don't prepare for it, so to say. It's like I don't know how to tell you that, but just these things happen basically. Sadly,
Yeah. So let's just say if someone you know acts really fucking strange, and you think like, hey, there's something going on, just think about it. Just think about what
yeah.
a person can do to you.
So much for needing Yuri's help alongside the two of you for this, Mario. Yeah. Well, yeah, people, Yoshi, they basically, yeah, they basically stop caring or stop. I don't know. You tell me, fake friends is just the subject, but that's our fake friend subject, and I kind of want to go into another subject, one that I also feel like we have a lot to talk about, and that subject is, if I can find it, Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight. Oh
The
yeah.
whole MMR discussion, the
Oh.
Dead by Daylight MMR change. And this one goes back a long while.
Yeah.
This one goes back far.
Let's just say in short words, adding MMR to Dead by Daylight was the dumbest decision ever.
Yes.
No question. It is the dumbest decision ever.
Yeah. People laugh at you nowadays when you tell them that Dead by Daylight was an it basically was a party game.
A party game, yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Dead by Daylight used to be a party game. Dead by Daylight was always and has always had a party game set in mind. It was always meant to be that. But people started to take this game so seriously that even the developers can probably not like compete with what people want. Dead by Daylight, if you remember, before MMR was a whole thing, you had ranks, and if you were in the lower ranks, you had people that were less good. If you were in the higher ranks, you had people that were better. But back in the day, you could just, start a game, take whatever perks you had, and just, have fun. It was some things were buggy, some things were not. It was just fun. It was always fun to start up the game and to just have fun.
Let's just say that was the golden era of Dead by Daylight. There's nothing that
That
comes
was-
even close to that.
Yes, there was nothing that comes close to that. And ever since they introduced MMR, everything has been sweaty. Like, just think about you have a job, a 40-hour work week job. It takes quite some energy to work 40 hours a week. You come home, you just want to play a game, and no matter what you do, every game you start up is going to be, it's going to force you to really sweat and really try hard to win. Like, everything in Dead by Daylight is about trying, like sweating, like it costs a lot of energy to even play the game nowadays.
Yeah, let's just say you have to play on your top level in order to like even get close to escaping.
Yes, because MMR and also that, but also people's behavior. People weren't that good back in the day, but now because of all the win streaks on YouTube, all the sweaty gameplay on YouTube, all the streamers are constantly just focusing on just winning and just trying to be the best they can be, that the game has become quite boring. Because back in the day, what would be considered copper, what would be considered bad, is now the highest level that, the lowest level that, no, sorry, the highest level that was there back in the day is now the lowest, is what you could call it. Almost.
Technically, yeah.
What used to be ranked, like the highest rank, is now the lowest rank. People became so sweaty and so good at this game that if you haven't touched this in like years, and if you were at the highest rank, you were really good at the game. I would guarantee you, if you started up now, you would get overrun by sweatiness. You would start up the game and you would feel like, what is this? What is going on? That's how much this game changed. And MMR had a lot of impact on that, I feel like.
Yeah, let's just say this game is really beginner unfriendly. Like, if you start the game and you're like, oh hey, I'm going to buy Dead by Daylight, seriously expect to die a lot. You can expect to die a lot because this game, like I said, is really beginner unfriendly.
Yeah, this game is just beginner unfriendly, like really, really beginner unfriendly.
And
just Dead by Daylight overall, yeah.
But you know one thing that can change everything into this. It's basically they need to add an unranked. They need to add unranked mode.
One thing that could save this, just overall, I've noticed player versus player has become far more sweaty than it used to be. No, it's fine. I just wrote it to you so you could maybe enjoy what we're talking about. Player versus player combat used to be fun back in the day. Name any game that had player versus player, it was always kind of fun.
Yeah, you got Minecraft, you got like
Minecraft,
I said, Dead by Daylight.
Whatever. Name anything player versus player, it was always quite fun. But everything player versus player, everything that had that sort of thing in their game, name Fortnite, name Call of Duty, name Minecraft, whatever, has become so much more sweaty than it used to be.
It's because people take it more seriously.
Wait, you could probably change the icon to player versus player at that point, because this is more about player versus player at this point than
it's
Daylight.
It's technically something like that, yeah.
It's just player versus player, basically. It just became so much more sweaty than what it used to be. It's just insane that things like player versus player became so sweaty all of a sudden. Like ever since MMR came in is, I think, when this occurred. Yeah, I believe at least.
Yeah, but I mean MMR. Ever since it appeared into the game, like you got to thank Epic Games for that, by the way. Everyone took over MMR, and the problem with that is that some developers don't know how MMR work.
Yeah.
Like Dead by Daylight. You know what the developer said? Something like, if you don't escape but do a lot, you do not gain MMR or something. What exactly was that quote again from that guy? It was so stupid.
In Dead by Daylight, you can do generators, you can do help teammates, you can chase the killer. But what the actual developers' words were that no matter if you do 40 gens, if you do 15 nukes, if you escape 500 chases, if at the end of the day you don't escape the trial, it doesn't count as a win.
Yeah.
The only thing MMR counts is, do you escape or do you not escape? And the only thing that encourages is sweatiness. The only thing that encourages is win streaks becoming better and better and better. The fun is literally being destroyed by the developers themselves.
Yeah.
They are the ones who kind of caused this.
Yeah, and they aren't doing horseshit with it. Like
No, not really.
This MMR thing has been in the game since 2021. May I remind you? And they didn't do a single thing to MMR since then.
No, not even one. But you could call that the MMR section, the player versus player section. But yeah, that was our opinion on player versus player.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could talk a little bit about it, then I'll choose our next subject, I guess. So go ahead. Say what you want to say.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to say, but like I said, the Dead by Daylight developers, I mean, Dead by Daylight is still kind of a fun game, you know. You still play it sometimes, but you really gotta watch out for the sweaty killers, sweaty survivors. It's most of the time, like Roy once said to me, if you are a survivor and you got random teammates, they always suck balls. They are always insanely fucking bad. They don't even know how to do gens. And when you are the killer, you get the most sweaty killers. I mean, you get the most sweaty survivors ever.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you said to me, right?
Yeah, that's correct. No matter what side you play, you always have to sweat your ass off.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Basically, sweat or getting destroyed.
basically.
Sweat or be destroyed, something like that. But I mean, MMR is honestly like I said, dumbest decision they've ever made, and this is the reason why.
I have our next subject ready.
All right.
And our next subject is kind of related to gaming, to what gaming looks like now, like the actual art, the actual, games have improved, basically. I have a screenshot for that as well, like a little thingy here. Let me get that up right now. That's also going to be your next subject. Resident Evil is one of those games, and our subject here is the improvements on how video games look, like the physical improvement that developers made over the years. Because if you look back, let's just take Resident Evil as a franchise as an example. The older Resident Evils were just, they were video games. They looked blocky. They looked a bit, like
Old school
games used to look. Old school, yes, they were old school. They didn't have a lot going on for them. But the fact that developers like Capcom is one example here, can push games and can make games look better and better and better every single time they push a game out is astonishing to me, honestly.
Yeah, but also how they furthered their remakes. Like Resident Evil 2 remake, Resident Evil 3 remake, Resident Evil 4 remake. They all just look... They look like completely new games. It's completely different.
That is...
I mean, me myself, I have never played Resident Evil before, but I mean, like once the first Resident Evil, and I kind of got stuck and never played it again. But I mean, I've seen many Resident Evil games to say that basically
playthroughs.
Playthroughs, exactly. And I gotta say that Resident Evil graphics, Resident Evil with graphics, it just looks really good. Like it's completely different, basically.
Yeah, it already looked good, like the more games you played, but also the old charm of older games. Yeah, the older games have their charm. That is actually correct. I do play older games. They have their charm. Like the older games, like let's call it, one thing I love really much is that old Harry Potter games, the old PC games. Like the charm those games have, like they put so much love into that, and you could see when love is being put into a game versus when it's rushed. And Resident Evil Requiem is one game you could see has a lot of love put into it. A lot of love was put into this game, and you could clearly see that. The environment just looks awesome. The gameplay is really good. Like there were some frustrating sections, yes, sure, but overall, this game, and visually looking, it looks just amazing.
It's one of the
visuals of this game is just great.
Yeah, it's one of the best looking games ever so far. There's no game I know that looks as visually stunning as this one.
Not a lot, no.
I mean, Hogwarts Legacy came close, but...
That's true. That's correct.
I mean, this game came out 3 years later, but still, this game looks hella impressive.
The game looks really good. And maybe I could pop up some gameplay if I am able to, at least without audio, of course. But the gameplay just honestly looks great. And it's in 4K. You won't be able to see that, but let me just get the video in here. This is with max everything. It's not my gameplay. This is just gameplay I found on YouTube. But look how detailed it looks. Look how awesome everything looks. It's a little choppy because it is on the highest possible settings. It is on 8K, I think. I believe. Is it
in 8K? Holy fuck.
8K, yes. But the visuals are just amazing. I'm gonna just skip through a little bit, but it just looks like you are actually... This almost looks like a street you could walk in. True. It looks so amazing. This could have been a street you walk in. Even the village one was great. Yeah, that one was awesome as well. But this looks just like an actual street in London or something you can walk in. It just looks so amazing. And the fact that games went from, I could pull that up as well. I could pull that up as well. Give me one small millisecond. The fact games went from um, this. This was what it was like almost. How long ago was that?
I think by now it has been
30 years ago.
30 years ago.
It used to look like this. This was when games were. At the time, this was awesome. At the time when we got this was cool. But they went from this to this.
Yeah.
Which is
in 30 years, by the way, may I remind you? This is
insane to even think about.
Yeah, it's really fucking insane. It's crazy how much the difference is. Just imagine a game like this in low graphics. Like, how would Resident Evil Requiem look like if it was made in 1996?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, in 1996, they were always capped by the hardware. They were always, I mean, sure, they had ideas, but they were always capped on what they were able to do. They were always stuck, always halted by, we can't do everything because the console or the PC or whatever it was on can't handle much. But
you mean
they are almost limitless now.
Yeah, you mean the older games had a lot of limitations, indeed. They
had limitations. Not even the games, mostly the consoles and the hardware was on had limitations.
Yeah,
but
true.
Yeah, game development overall was not as far as it was now. But this is what they can do currently.
Yeah.
How much better can a game become? How much better can they push things? Like, this looks awesome now as is, but how much better can they make games? What will they do for this to turn even better? Is what I want to know.
I honestly have no clue what a developer could do to make a game visually more stunning than this game. There's honestly no idea.
And even the hair. One scene that I want to pop up, if I can, is the hair. That is what really surprised me a lot. When Grace was stuck, if I can find gameplay.
Oh, you mean upside? You mean upside down, right?
Yeah. That hair scene and the amount of detail on that hair is crazy to me. Look at how the hair looks. It just moves completely. Just the way Grace looks, the way that the sweat part. You could see that Grace is sweating. She's having a hard time. Everything in this game just completely, the hair. Look at the hair moving and stuff. It is just completely animated. It almost looks like real hair, or at least as close as it gets. It is just insane how they pulled this off. This was one of the cooler things, the hair, the way it moves. You can see it move, like individually. You can see the hair moving. It's not a solid object. It's actually movable hair, which is just insane when I saw that.
I can imagine that this took a long time. A really long time.
Oh, yeah. And I believe they took that from another Capcom game, but with a small girl, I think.
Oh, you mean? Jesus, how was that game called?
It's quite popular. I think it's over the internet. I think.
Yeah, it is exploding over the internet currently.
It is exploding, but I think they took the hair particle, or at least
yeah, they did. They did. I've seen clips of it. It's with the small.
They took that from you.
Jesus, how was that? Fragmenta or something?
I'm just gonna look up this.
Yes, that's the game.
Fragmenta. This is the game they took that hair physics from this girl as well. I haven't seen anything about this, but this is probably look at the hair from her as well.
Holy
you can kind of see that as well. It moves and stuff as well. It is just crazy how did they do that? Like, you could see the hair move and stuff. You see, look, you can see that. You can see it there. Look, it moves. It just completely. It almost looks like it's just individually. Everything is an individual particle of the hair. It's just crazy how they can do that. It just looks like real hair, and I don't know how they managed that. Like, look at when you run. You can see the hair just move like it's a real haircut, basically.
It's crazy.
Resident Evil is great, but there are studios like EA and Ubisoft don't try and change the way the loot boxes EDC are just.
Oh no,
They're just money hungry. Yes, some
don't.
games they never really want to improve, but this is a game franchise, or at least games that do improve. They do try to make things better. They do try to make things. I mean, just look at the way her hair looks in gaming. That is crazy. To being able to do this, like 10 years ago, I've never seen anything like that ever.
No,
I mean, if every individual hair is a single polygon, I have no clue how they did that. I wouldn't be able to tell you how they did that. But they really, and look how wavy it looks, and how you see that. Look how many hairs there are individually. Like back in the day, you just saw like a shape, and that was the haircut. There was nothing. This is how far they are now.
For example, GTA 5.
Yeah, GTA 5. Yeah, name GTA 5. It just looks like it's just a completely still haircut. I can pull that up as well. GTA 5 hair just looks completely it doesn't move.
That just looks stupid. It basically looks like a PS2 game as of now.
Look, there's nothing. There's just look at this is GTA 5's hair. Look, compare this to this. This is just night and day. It almost looks like this is just 30 years ahead of GTA 5. Like the physics and stuff, it's just crazy good. I mean, sure, GTA 5 was good for what it was, but Rockstar really has to pull the game up a little.
Yeah, I mean,
this looks insane.
Maybe they'll do that on GTA 6, but no.
I hope so, because I've never seen a game as visually stunning as this. This just looks really fucking good. And I don't even know what it's about, but just seeing this girl and the hair that she has, and how good like all the effects look like, it's just like every single detail, like the text on the robots, like thing, like all the small particles, like the fact that games are this far ahead as what they used to be is kind of crazy. GTA 6 so far looks great. It does, but trailer wise and gameplay wise, I don't know, because sometimes it was misleading. Let me actually check the GTA 5 trailer, if that was misleading at all or not.
I mean, it was not in game really, actually.
No, but was it misleading? Let me just look. I mean, it does look as crappy as GTA 5 is. So, I mean, it is kind of what the PS3 looked like. This is not PC because it looks kind of worse, but it is. You see, the graphics kind of look like poop, but this was good from to 2013. And yeah, look, it's just like I mean, it's
yeah.
But
the graphics are a little bit different, like a little bit. Worse. The PC version.
It doesn't look awesome. You see the buildings and stuff. It looks kind of like crappy, but let's look at GTA 6 then.
I mean, you got
trailer-wise it.
I mean, you got GTA 5 enhanced, which is, I mean.
Yeah, but still, look, comparison videos is fun. Let's check that out, I guess. Yeah, look, the difference there is crazy. Like the amount of detail. Jason has body hair and stuff. Like Franklin is just, I don't know, a mannequin. The tattoos, the lighting, you see that? The lighting, the glasses, the reflection, the shadows, it looks just a million times better. They should remake the Harry Potter games. Oh yeah, if they do that would be awesome.
They need to.
Yeah, this is night and day difference. You can see that even. You can literally see that. The difference in this is insane. And I don't know if they used AI to make their games. I hope they didn't really fully AI-ify everything, but I mean, if AI could for sure help improve, but this is just the difference in this is kind of crazy.
Yeah, we also got to talk about Forza Horizon 6, which is coming next month.
Oh yeah, Forza 6.
Forza 6, which is coming next month.
Forza 6.
I'm going to buy
Forza 6. I haven't seen anything about it, but it looks. I mean, if it's Tokyo or Japan, I think is what it's set in. that would be kind of cool. Japan, Japan cars. Oh, it is Japan. Okay, I haven't even seen that. That is kind of nice though. Oh, look at that. That reminds me of the Mario Kart track.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This reminds me of
You mean the Mario Kart 64 track?
Snowland, like the ending. This one reminds
Yeah,
me
yeah,
of
yeah, exactly.
it's exactly like that. But then actually
Imagine they made a reference or something.
this section it looks just like crap. But this just look.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's basically the same.
but it looks actually good.
But you want to know a funny thing? Whenever the first time I saw that particle of the trailer, the first thing that came to my mind was that track, specifically that track.
I saw it now, and it's true. But this, being able to drive in Japan in the city, like this could make like for a lot of. How do you think? Yeah, do you think you'll be free after the podcast? No, yeah, I will be in about. I don't know, 10 minutes max. Then we'll be done. So this is the last subject we'll talk about. But look at this, like being able to drive in Japan. I mean, do you remember when we did the GTA 5 thing? I wanted to have a Japan map. Do you remember?
Yeah, I do remember actually you saying that.
I didn't even look at this. I didn't even look at 6 yet, Forza 6. But this is actually pretty cool because in Forza 5, one thing that I kind of missed a little is that a lot of areas were just wasteland.
Yeah, it's basically
there's just wasteland. There's no interactable. There isn't really anything going on.
It's basically just a road.
Yeah, it's just a road, and that's about it. It's just a road. There's nothing going on. That's just what it is. I mean, gameplay is. Ooh, let's look at that actually. Oh, that looks pretty.
The graphics are actually a little bit better compared to 5.
Wow, that looks nice.
It looks really good.
5 too. I mean, they kind of kept the map, which you're kind of used to. Anna, Ling, they kind of kept like the style of the Forza games, which is fine. But they made it better. They made the blue line of where you have to go, of course.
Yeah, they kind of kept the same UI.
But exactly the same UI. But this looks great. No, like the FPS could be a little choppy because it's Discord, but this looks awesome. No, this looks just really good to me. This looks really, really good, actually.
This game looks really good, indeed.
The train driving by your side, like the just there's a lot more going on here already than what you see in 5. The birds, the balloons. What do you call them?
The hot air balloons.
The balloons in the sky.
Hot air balloons.
Hot air balloons. Yes, thanks. It looks more full, more alive, more. I don't know. It looks, from what I can see now, it looks good, and I'm kind of hyped to get this game. Honestly, no culture, just boring wasteland. Yes, that's what 5 was. It was a little bit boring. There wasn't really a lot going. I mean, it was a cool game. Forza 5. Don't get me wrong, it's a cool game, but it was just a little bit. I don't know. I mean, we've played it for so long. We're now on to needing something else. Oh, that looks great too.
I think that's the opening scene or something.
Oh, but that looks nice.
That looks really cool. I have seen this race. This looks really good. Really impressive.
A lot of trees, a lot of things going on. A lot of. Okay. Oh, you can look at that. That's actually pretty cool. You can drive through the trees and they actually break off like that. That's pretty nice. I like breakable things. I appreciate that. Like where you can interact with the environment a little. That's nice.
Yeah,
I like that.
In Forza 5, you couldn't really do that a lot.
No, and this as well, like like the little water or snow that they shoot out of those things, like water. That's also.
They did think a little bit about the graphics and such, and some surfaces. It looks really good.
This looks really nice, actually. Yeah. And then you have those almost look like Teslas, right? Oh no, just concept event. I saw that wrong. This looks like a scene from what do you call the game? The Japan game, the racing game. What would they call it? If it isn't even a racing game, Initial D. That's what I mean. They just look like Initial D, basically. Yeah, basically that, like this game. They just kind of these vibes, like the drifting and stuff. No, like it almost looks like that. I mean, it's Japan, so it makes sense, but this is really, really cool so far. Japan
Yeah.
cars are awesome, and street races. Maybe like this kind of vibe is kind of Need for Speed ish. Oh no, not Need for Speed. What do they call the thing? Fast and Furious kind of vibe. Like people standing around you, giving great cars, and you just driving stuff and racing.
I mean, maybe
Like this.
they're going to make a reference to that because Fast and Furious was also in Japan, right? Or am I stupid?
Well, I haven't watched Fast and Furious in a while. There was one Fast and Furious that was either in Asia, in Japan, China, or Asia, and that side, yes.
So I believe maybe it's a reference or something.
No, I mean just Japan overall. It's just great to have this kind of game in. I mean, it fits like racing Japan. Like you've seen a lot of movies, and the environment looks awesome. It's just, I mean, this looks nice. They have a lot more going on. In Forza 5, you have a lot. A lot of it is kind of repetitive. So far, if this looks really, I mean, look around like with the leaves and stuff, and all, this looks awesome. This looks really cool. Tunnel. It looks kind of nice. I mean, it is gonna be a racing game, so maybe I don't know how alive a racing game can get, but this looks neat. This looks cool. Yeah, fast cars, of course, the race to the festival. I mean, it looks cool. I mean, obviously you have a lot of wasteland here, but look at the sun, like the sunset. Look at the environment. It looks a lot better than in five.
Yeah, it looks really good. It looks really, really good.
And visually, the eye wants something as well. You know, your eye, it wants the game to be good. And Forza 5 has been stale for a while, so this is a much needed change that people needed. So it looks nice. Nothing really.
Yeah, but have you seen the map from Forza 6? It's quite
No,
it's quite a bit bigger than Forza 5 actually.
bigger even.
Yeah. Not significantly bigger, but like a little bit bigger actually. I think it's
Yeah, with the city in the background, that just looks nice. You know?
have you seen the clouds in the beginning of the track?
Yeah, I have. Like, yeah, just overall skybox and stuff. It looks nice. It looks neat. This is just cool. I'm pumped about this. I'm really gonna buy this, honestly.
Yeah, I'm going to buy this too actually.
This is gonna be cool.
I'm going to do that soon actually, like maybe later this evening.
I don't know when, but I'll get this. But let's just call off the podcast. It was fun to talk about things that came to mind once in a while.
Yeah,
That were hopefully interesting to watch.
We should do this more often actually. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, just some subjects we want to talk about, just some things, and
Yeah. Alright, I guess that's about it then. Thanks for watching everyone, and I see you all in the next one. Bye bye.